Have you ever heard of an art form that's described as painting with a needle? It sounds incredible, right? Well, today we're diving into the Chamba Rumal, this absolutely exceptional embroidery tradition from Himachal Pradesh in India, where every single brushstroke is actually a strand of silk.
So, take a look at this. At first glance, it looks like a beautiful, delicate painting, doesn't it? We see Radha and Krishna, these central figures in Hindu mythology, just captured in this really graceful moment. But look closer. I mean, really look. Every line, every pop of vibrant color, that's not paint. It's not ink. It's all meticulously crafted with shimmering silk thread. You know, there's a phrase that just perfectly captures what this is. They're called needle miniatures. Just think about that for a second. The unbelievable skill it must take to create scenes this detailed, not with a tiny brush, but with a needle and thread. It's mind-boggling. So that's the big question, right? How is this even possible? How do you actually paint with thread? Well, the secret to this amazing craft all starts with a really surprising contrast in the materials themselves.
Okay, let's break it down. We're going to start with the absolute basics of any piece of art. You've got your canvas, and you got your paint. And here is where it gets so interesting. There's this deliberate contrast right at the heart of the art form. The canvas, it's a simple, dull cotton fabric, super muted, totally matte. But the paint, that's untwisted silk thread, and it is incredibly vibrant, lustrous, and bold. This is what creates that unique, almost glowing effect. The shiny silk literally pops right off that plain background. All right. So we've got our canvas and our paint, but honestly, the materials are only half the story. The true genius of the Chamba Rumal, well, that lies in its signature technique, the incredible Doru Halka stitch.
So the stitch they use is called Daruka. Now, technically, it's a type of double satin stitch. What that means is the needle is working its way over and under the fabric, carefully filling in the outlines of the design. It takes an immense amount of precision. But its real magic isn't just in how it looks from the front.
And here it is. This is what makes the Daruka stitch so unbelievable. The finished embroidery is flawless and perfectly identical on both sides of the cloth. There is no front or back. It's perfect from every angle. I mean, can you imagine creating a complex painting that looks exactly the same from behind? It's just a stunning testament to the skill of these embroiderers. Now, this remarkable skill was actually expressed in two very different ways. See, within this single tradition of Chamba Rumal, two totally distinct styles popped up, and each one has its own unique character and feel. Just look at these two side by side. You can see the difference immediately, can't you? On the left, that's the refined Pahari style. It feels like a scene straight out of a courtly miniature painting, and it was often created under royal patronage. And then on the right, you have the folk style. It's more geometric, way more vibrant, and really expressive, often showing the personal designs and stories of the women who made them. So let's break this down just a bit more. The Bahari style, which was heavily influenced by those royal court paintings, uses this really sophisticated color palette. Think deep greens, blues, and ochres to tell these complex narrative stories. The folk style, on the other hand, comes straight from local traditions. It uses bright, bold colors like pink and lemon yellow for more geometric patterns and stylized figures. They're really two sides of the same incredible craft. So we've seen the materials, we've seen the technique, and the two major styles. But now we get to the really good part. What stories did these incredible silk paintings actually tell? Let me tell you, these were way more than just decorative pieces. They were basically storybooks woven in silk. The artists would depict these grand, sweeping narratives from immortal classics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. And of course, a recurring favorite was the Raslila, the divine dance of Radha and Krishna, a theme that just allowed for so much beauty and emotion. But it wasn't all just mythology. The artists also wove the world right around them into these threads with stunning detail. You'll find scenes from courtly life, royal hunts, marriage ceremonies, even a game of Chapad, which is an old board game. And nature is absolutely everywhere. Leaping tigers, prancing horses, elegant peacocks, all alongside these distinctive willow and cypress trees. You know, when you step back and really look at a Chamba Rumal, you realize you're looking at so much more than just a beautiful piece of fabric. It's a carrier of culture, a storyteller. In this art form, a single shimmering thread of silk can literally connect the past to the present, carrying with it a myth, a tradition, or a scene from daily life that happened hundreds of years ago. And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about.
In our modern world, with all of our own tools and our own stories to tell, what are the threads that we're using to connect with the future? What stories are we weaving today?